Welcome to today's ASMR video. Today we'll be looking at some of the models I have painted for Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team. The models belong to the Genestealer Cults army, which are a race of alien hybrids that have bred with mankind and seek to usurp the fundamentals of imperial society. Let's take a look at some of my models. First one we'll be looking at is this Kelermorph. Now, this is a commander in my kill team, and it's an elite's choice in Warhammer 40,000. It's a gunfighter, and it has 3 arms, like many Genestealer hybrids, and 3 guns. Let's just adjust the lighting slightly so maybe we can see it better. There. As you can see, I painted the cloak in a pinky purple colour, and you might be able to make out that dark green is used on the model and also a light tan. The base is an industrial sector Imperialis base, and this piping was part of the model itself. Now we'll look at some Acolyte Hybrids. I have 12 of these painted to display standard, which is the highest standard I'm happy with, and the best standard I can paint to. Once again, these have the same colour scheme as the Kelermorph. These are armed with auto pistols and cultist knives. The armour is a dark green, and there are some tubes in the armour which is a lighter green. I painted the eyes yellow and the tongues bright pink. Now, the colour scheme for these models is actually the colour scheme of the Hive Cult, and I've started painting them before there were rules for the Hive Cult specifically in a previous edition of Warhammer 40,000. But in the latest edition of Warhammer 40,000 there are special rules for each of the different cults, and I don't really like the Hive Cult because it's focused around shooting. I'm more keen on the ambush aspect of Genestealer Cults, so in gameplay I usually use them as Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor, which are good at ambushing. I reason that although the colour scheme isn't the prescribed colour scheme for the cult of the Four-Armed Emperor, there are so many sub-cults throughout the Imperium that some will wear different colours to others. You can see this cultist has the symbol of the Genestealer Cults, the curling Genestealer worm symbol on a chain hanging from his tabard. One thing I like about the Genestealer Cults is the original Genestealer infestation in the background, or one of the first Genestealer infestations to be noticed by the Imperium, took place on a planet called Gosar Quintus, which is a mining planet, and therefore the hybrids all wear industrial mining suits with lamps attached. Some of the design for the suits is similar to the original Genestealer Hybrids from the 1980s, and I think that design in particular was influenced by the still suits and the navigators, acolytes, in the film Dune by David Lynch. This is my favourite of the 12 acolytes I have painted to parade standard. I'm quite pleased with how the pink and purple, for want of a better word, skirt came out on the model. I sort of think of this model as the leader, although I use other models to represent the leader in gaming. I really like the pose of this model too. The dagger held aloft, the aimed gun. The other models are fairly similar to these four. In fact, there are two of each model, and I've painted them with alternate colour schemes. So some have the light tan, where others have the pinky purple, just so they look a bit different, even though they're the same model. Here are some more. Now, the Genestealer hybrid process comes about by a pure strain Genestealer, which is very similar to the alien in the Alien films, the Xenomorph alien, infecting a human host by implanting its genetic material into the host through its tongue. Then generations down the line, when the human procreates, various forms of hybrids are given birth. These are Acolyte Hybrids of the first and second generation after the initial infestation or infection has taken place. So you can see they have some aspects of human about them, but they're pretty alien. Let's look at some generations of hybrids which are a bit more advanced and further away from the infestation. This is a 4th generation hybrid with a shotgun, and you can see it looks practically human. And this is a 3rd generation hybrid with a heavy stubber, which is sort of halfway between the Acolyte Hybrids and the more human 4th generation hybrids. Now these models belong to my kill team, and they're painted to what I would consider to be gaming standard, but not parade standard. I haven't done as many highlights on these models. As you can see by comparing the leggings. I hope to finish these soon though, to a standard that I'm happy with. Let's look at some of the original Genestealers, or the pure strain Genestealers, which would either have infected the colony or come about after the 4th generation. Again, these are painted to what I would consider to be gaming standard. I use these in my kill team as my leader and my scout, respectively. This is the icon bearer for my kill team, which I also use in 40k. I mix some of these models in with the Acolyte Hybrids that are painted to the higher standard. I always forget about the benefits of the icon in close combat, however. He's armed with a flamer, and I decided to use yellow on the flamer's magazine. I think yellow will be a spot colour for the army, and I'll probably end up painting some of the army's vehicles yellow. Here are some more mining weapons. This is a seismic cannon from a 3rd generation hybrid, and this is a heavy rock drill held by a 2nd generation hybrid. I have a metamorph leader. Metamorphs come about when the Tyranid hive fleets approach a planet ready for assimilation into the Tyranid brood, and strange mutations happen amongst the Genestealer cults. This mutant has a whip arm and a scything talon, and he's also armed with a hand flamer. You can see the skirt isn't painted as well as the parade standard skirt. I haven't applied the highlights yet, and I need to dull down the glossiness of the shading. Lastly, in my kill team is a hybrid with a hand flamer and a hybrid carrying demolition charges, which are used in mining but also in combat to deadly effect. These are grenades that do a high strength attack and can take out quite a few models in kill team, and can damage tanks and the like in Warhammer 40,000. Lastly, we'll look at some unpainted models. This is an aberrant champion. Aberrants are extreme mutations in the hybridization process. This one's carrying a stop sign that he's wrenched out of the ground. I have a hybrid armed with a mining laser, which is a short-range las cannon effectively. A neophyte leader armed with a web pistol and a power maul. And two of the cutest but no less deadly members of the Genestealer Cults army. These are familiars that follow Maguses or Magi and Genestealer patriarchs into battle. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my Genestealer Cults models. I've enjoyed showing them to you. Perhaps when I paint some more, I'll provide an update video of how the army is getting along. Until then, and until my next video, rest well and have pleasant dreams. Good night.